So we're gonna 3, 2, 1. Welcome. It's Thursday. I think. Is it Thursday, Sumera? I have no idea what day it is.
Thursday, June 11th.
Thursday, June 11th. Whoa! So we're gonna rock out a little Shawn Mendes this morning. Woo!
Oh my goodness.
Do I look
It's
like
too
Shawn
early
Mendes?
in the morning. Definitely not. I'm so sorry, but
Okay,
no. Close enough. Close enough.
I know. Okay. Hey, I have to keep my youth somehow. I have no idea.
Oh my goodness,
We'll
it's too early for this.
Sumera's got, there's a reason why we have Shawn Mendes playing right now. Not only is he Canadian, which we all love, of course, and he's got a special place in Sumera's heart. So we're going to learn a little bit about that as well.
You just made me expose myself. Oh my goodness.
So this is our 6th episode of Glad to Know You on Morning Prayer this morning. And we're so excited to have Sumera here, and it's just a great opportunity to get to know some of our grads. And you know what, Sumera, just relax. Everything is going to be great. Just be your natural self, and you get to have a little bit of fun this morning. Because
hey, let's go. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Shawn Mendes on your side, really? What else?
I can't. I'm too scared to expose myself. Oh my goodness.
Here we go. So
I held up this high school year.
Many of you may be wondering. So we always like to start off our show with a little bit of fun facts. Okay, so we got some fun facts about Sumera here. So here we go. So fun facts. The first one, we talk a little bit about Taekwondo. So what is this fun fact about yourself?
Yeah, I started Taekwondo a couple years ago and didn't get very passionate about it until recently, where I started joining in tournaments as well. Yeah.
Awesome. You've been working your way up the belts.
Yeah,
belts?
almost black belt. Almost, just one more.
Almost black belt. That's awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Now how long did it take you, like from the start to from the beginning?
I could have done it within a year.
Yeah.
But then obviously there's things that come in the way.
Yeah.
So I think this is my second and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Well, you got some couple teachers. Miss Beam saying a little good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Keeping everything good. So the second thing we talked a little bit Taekwondo,
goodness.
and then now what was the second thing? I can't. Let's see. Oh, it's double jointed on her toe. I was asking for a unique fact, and she's like, you know what? I'm double jointed, not in my finger or not in my thumb, but on my toe. And I don't even know. How do you even know or recognize the fact that you're double jointed on your toe? Is it like when you're doing Taekwondo or something, or what?
No. It's been ever since I was younger. It's been like such a natural thing for me. Like you might think it's weird that I've been doing this like movement, but like I was just doing it, and then I realized my siblings are like, "How do you do that?" And then as I met people and I showed people, they're like, "What?" And no one can do it unless with their thumb. And then this bright year, I find out that double jointed is not a thing.
No, you're saying Mr. Crow is saying that double jointed is not a thing.
He said it's not a thing. He said it doesn't make sense. So it's not a thing.
Interesting.
I think it's double jointed.
Interesting. So is that going to be when you go away next year? It's going to be like, "Hi, I'm Sumera. Look at this. I'm double jointed in my toe."
I can't. I just won't tell anybody. I'm gonna leave it.
Okay, now the world knows. Don't worry. And also, this is probably my favorite and most the best part. Your guilty pleasure, Shawn Mendes, fan leader. Come on. Now, was this a new passion, or has this been since like he broke through the scene?
This was bright and great year of grade 6. Big fan of Shawn Mendes. I opened an account for him and everything, and then deleted once I got into high school. Of course,
sure. You have it.
I do not have it.
Come on.
I ended off with about almost 3,000 to 4,000 followers. Oh my goodness! Yeah, it was
That's almost
big.
as many as I have on this show. No, not really at all. That is so funny. That's awesome. Well, you know what? I forget who told the story about Shawn Mendes. Oh man, I think it was a staff member. Anyways, I'll go back to it. Maybe if there was a staff that told the story about Shawn Mendes, just put it in the comments. Someone was on a plane with Shawn Mendes, but didn't know it was him.
Goodness.
Didn't know it was him. I can't remember who. No, I just totally went blank. Anyways,
how do people get so lucky with that?
Oh.
Except for the fans.
It wasn't a fan.
Not
yeah,
fan,
exactly.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Yeah,
not
exactly. So funny. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the show here.
Right.
We got top 3 memories as a night.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with my first one, which is probably the biggest highlight of my last year, was going to OSLC. I always like miss the other S. OSSLC.
Yeah, or OS. No, it's OS. Ontario Student Leadership Conference. It's OSLC. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. But
the other one's OFSA, so sporting. And all
but
that.
it's been it was, I guess, like the biggest highlight, just because the years that we spent as a senior, we kind of got together and having to go through like the keynote speakers, where I was talking to Mr. Dunn about it, and we couldn't find the keynote speaker, but mentioning that how you have to fail many times to succeed. And I guess it kind of goes with our last year. We don't know what's going to happen next year, and it's going to be a big change in life. So I guess that kind of really stuck with me.
Yeah, we talked about a bit of resiliency, like how, there's always motivational speakers and people. It's, they sometimes those words come back to you only when times have struggled. It was, we forget the name of the speaker, but anyway, it's okay. We got the point.
He was great. But then, just having fun and like getting to know people that I never thought I would have really got along with, and that it obviously makes me sad, but I'm just glad that I did it sooner than later. Yeah.
Awesome. And second one.
My second one. Oh my God, this is the greatest one. It was this year's semi-formal. I loved it. This was the best one, just because me, Zende, Corey, Annie, some of you guys will know, but we kept making people look at something on the wall as if something was there, and I was like, "What is that? What is that?" And then everyone would be turning around, even teachers, like the cops that were there, and then we'd be like, and then everyone was looking. But then the greatest part was when cops joined in and helped us out. Yeah. When we helped just one student see that there was something there, but there wasn't. I think this was just the greatest one.
That's awesome. Yeah. Simple pleasures, eh? Simple
little, so fun.
Pretty simple things. Yeah. I was thinking you were gonna say, we were like dancing, we were like, no, we were making people look at something that wasn't there.
I don't even know why we were doing it, but it was just so funny. And then I guess my last one would be the walk with Jesus.
Miss Gravina said that.
I feel that. I'm so sorry, but it was just so fun. I probably didn't look like I was in grade 12 though. But then the walk with Jesus, all those events, I've been in them, and they've been very. I don't know. Each time I go, it's just so fun. Having to walk with the kids and like just being there. It's usually like a very. How do I say this? It really like
uplifting, or
it's really uplifting, and like dancing and singing. It's just
We get to be able to. Well, you get to witness that we're not alone, especially on our journeys, and you get to see your fellow students, also the feeders, the associate schools coming together, and then we get to do the music, and it's a really good celebration. It's kind of like a mini. It's kind of like what we try to do with OSLC, bring that spirit back and make sure it's shared amongst the kids in our board and students like yourself. So it's always a great time. We didn't get to do it this year, but
I know I was looking forward to it, but it's all right.
We'll work it out. We got some comments here.
Oh, I miss you too. Hey, miss.
He's checking in on you.
I don't know who's watching. Oh my goodness.
Okay, it's just me right here. There's no one else watching. There's not even like a million people around in Australia.
I just saw the sparkles. Okay, I'm not going to believe that. Oh my goodness! Imagine.
People care that enough about me.
Isn't it like if it's day here, it's like night there? I think that's how it works.
It's the middle of the night. They're not watching. Awesome. My next one. I love this one. Embarrassing moment as a night. Come on, get humble. All right. What's your embarrassing?
Okay, this was hard to think of because I don't embarrass myself that much. But I don't know. I don't know if he would watch, but Mr. Lopez. Oh my goodness. Okay, so he's taught me for about 2 years, and I usually, whenever I walk by his classroom, it's usually like 2:10. I always tend to say hi to him. But then this time, I didn't know that there was a new teacher who looks exactly like him from the back. Maybe exactly like him. And so I'm walking by, and all I do is I yell, "Hey, sir!" And I'm like standing at the door, just like hoping he'd recognize me once he turns around. And it is not him. And I'm just like, I don't even say sorry. I just run. I just run for it. I just run, and I never look back. Never look back.
And that poor new teacher's like, "Oh my God, I just scared the children. Why did they run away? Why did they run away from me?"
Oh my goodness, I was so embarrassed. He was just looking at me, and I was just like, "Oh my God, I didn't even know what to do at that point."
That's funny. All right, next one. 3. Biggest lesson that you've learned.
The biggest lesson I've learned is probably going to be that no one can really take responsibility for you, or like for me in general, that I have to kind of own up to myself and kind of take responsibility for myself in that kind of sense.
Well, that's good.
You'd be curious as to how I came up with that, but
okay.
You don't have
to divulge. You don't have to go through your entire history, but no, it's important.
Yeah.
I think obviously we all have school, we all go to school, and then we have our own lives after school and stuff. But the whole point of going to school is we're learning about body, mind, and spirit, and having to connect those things, because hopefully they relate to our school life and then our personal lives too. So we have to take responsibility, and this year has obviously been a challenge for all of you guys, all the grads, and trying to figure out and navigate through a name change and through the COVID, and there's just been so many different things that are challenging us. But in the same way, when we take responsibility, we can grow from it if we have that sort of growth mindset. So I think we had chatted a little bit about that.
It's been a lot this year,
yeah, it's a lot, and your anxieties about future and stuff like that. So when you next one about your grad quote, well, how did it help you? How did it get through? Or is it why you chose it, or did you choose it before everything happened?
I chose this one. This was after, but it's pretty simple. It's gonna happen because I'm gonna make it happen.
Awesome.
And I watched the show named Suits, and this really, really great character, Harvey Specter, says it. But I guess it really stuck with me because as a person, I can lack a lot of confidence. But it's like this year, it's like there's a lot of change going on. So I decided to stick with something pretty simple yet like inspiring for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you quote him? Did you put his?
Yeah, I quoted him, of course.
You're like, I come up with this new amazing quote.
I credited him. It's enough.
Just came up to you. Excellent. No, that's a crazy show. That's for sure. All right, and then it's moving you on to what are you doing next year?
Next year, I am going to the to University of Guelph for hospitality and tourism management.
Oh, fantastic! Fantastic. Yeah. So you're going to be starting off, and do you have any direction in where you just want to get a taste of everything, or
right now it's going to be general, just because I don't know if I want to go into more like restaurants or hotel managing. I know I don't want to go into the tourism, but it's either between restaurant and hotels.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. It's not too far away. Well, a lot of our students
not too far. So I have to stay home.
Yeah, a lot of our students are going there. That's all right. That's all right. You can come.
Oh yeah, that's good.
You can test your management skills. Maybe start a business through our school or something.
Anytime.
All right, number 6. How your faith sustains you in challenging times. We said it could be a favorite poem, prayer, music. Everything that's going on. So what do we got
on here? Okay. So there was this, with everything going on, like the Black Lives Movement matter and all that. with the pandemic about 2020. Usually like we'd be pretty negative about it, hoping that like thinking that, oh, our summer's canceled or there's no graduation, that type of thing. But there was this poem or this little post that I really liked. And it was, what if 2020 isn't canceled? What if 2020 is the year that we've been waiting for? A year so uncomfortable, so painful, so scary, so raw, that it finally forces us to grow. A year that screams so loud, finally awakening us from our ignorant slumber. A year we finally accept the need for change. Declare change, work for change, become the change. A year we finally band together instead of pushing each other further apart. 2020 isn't canceled, but rather the most important year of them all.
Perfect. Wow. Like, I mean, it kind of gives me goosebumps when I hear that, because, you know, how hard it is to see the light through the darkness of, you know, that's sort of happening all around us.
Yeah.
What if, you know, we are built as dreamers, and we're inspired by people that see the light and that are the light to others. So I can tell that that really did resonate with you, and I think it gives people things to think about. You know, every day it's sort of a challenge. Yeah. What do you think?
Every day is pretty.
Yeah. What do you think the main point for you is?
For me, I guess that we take things. We're very. How do I say this? This may sound kind of harsh, but it's like we're selfish in our own ways, and that we can't see, like sometimes it's hard to see the bigger message, rather than seeing this COVID-19 as, oh, we had to stay home, we can't go anywhere, like no more fun, everything's canceled. But rather than seeing that, it's just that within that pandemic, the world healed itself a bit. You know, there's just so many things within that where families became closer. They could fix relationships. There's all sorts of things that happen, and through the Black Lives Movement matter, everyone's been coming together and fighting for a change that we've been needing. And I guess it's just pretty powerful. Everything in a sense, like in a post, it was pretty good summary, I guess I could say.
Well, Miss Stevenson was just saying, love the message, change your thinking, seeing in a different way, choose to see good, which is just like love is a choice, or the way we look at the world is a choice. And it is amazing. Great reframing and positivity from Sahar. And beautiful message, Miss Brum. Miss Maza.
I miss you too, Miss. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you're watching.
Miss Pettipies.
Oh my god, you too. Oh, so much. I miss you a lot.
Yeah, no, it's important. Yeah, I mean, not everybody can be online at this time, but I'm sure there's many people that.
Nervous. Oh my goodness! You guys awake so early?
No, I know. Well, why are you awake so early? That's the main question.
I was so scared I was gonna sleep in today.
That's awesome. All right, you did want to give a couple shout outs too.
I did. Of course, I wanted to thank all my teachers. I really do appreciate it. Your help and dealing with me as a student. I hope it was okay. But I just wanted to give a shout out to, there's two teachers, Miss Gawita, who kind of helped me. She helped me a lot. Obviously, she's in the hospital and tourism. She's the head. And being in her class, it's helped me a lot and gained a lot of passion, like doing this course. And I just had a lot of fun. So I really want to thank her. She's been a lot of help. And going to University of Guelph, it honestly couldn't happen without Miss Rosario.
Awesome.
I just want to give her a deep thank you to her.
Awesome. But, well, you know what? It's probably the most important thing we can do is say thank you. And I know that you would love, there's many other people you could probably go through, but I do get you to think about, you know, where am I going next year? And, you know, setting you on the path. You know, people inspire other people, right? So and sometimes it's the thing that you really need. So obviously we thank those teachers, and we thank all teachers.
All teachers, I promise. Miss Pettipies, Miss Mazza, all of you.
Yeah, no, everyone, we take little things from everybody, and we make sure that on our journeys we can give them back to others as we meet them next year, new people, and they wonder, how did you become you? It's like, well, there was a piece of different people, my friends and my parents, and all
A
those
little bit of
different
everybody.
Yeah, so I give a shout out to your parents probably too.
Yeah,
There, or
especially,
just
of
or
course.
anyone left.
Thanks for raising me, parents. Thank you.
Because it was hard. It was hard.
Definitely was.
Well, we're really happy to share that. It's a really great reflection to think about, and know the things that aren't canceled. And today, in today's readings, things were not canceled. It's actually the feast day of Saint Barnabas, and he has a pretty interesting story. The gospel passage is, "Unless your righteousness surpasses that of scribes and Pharisees." So this morning we're going to pray a little bit about our journey together, your journey as grads, but also we think of the people that established the church and their journey and how Jesus led them to a new realization about themselves. When we talk about realization, that was remember I was trying to tell you what that thing was. It was called The Great Realization. That was the YouTube video that we were sort of chatting about before, which was similar to the quote that you chose. So we're just going to do the short reflection, and then we'll pray together. Think about your favorite athletes. They were probably young when they first played their sport, and they weren't always great, but gradually they got better and their commitment grew. They played in more competitive leagues, and the game became their life's passion. Our journey towards Jesus develops in much the same way. Perhaps our knowledge of Jesus is basic at first, and we think of faith only as a set of practices. For some people, it never becomes more than that, like the kids who start a sport but don't progress very far. But Jesus wants our faith to mature and surpass the faith we once knew. He wants us to think like a dedicated athlete and develop regular habits like prayer, readings, and being Christ to others. He wants our faith to become second nature to us, just as an athlete eats, drinks, and lives his sport. So in today's message, it is the Feast of St. Barnabas, and he was one of the 70 disciples Jesus sent out to proclaim the kingdom. So by the time we first meet him in scriptures, he's a seasoned disciple. An impressive act of generosity was Barnabas kept training and developing his faith. He became a leader. He took St. Paul under his wing, and together with his cousin John, Mark, and Paul, not the Beatles, he launched one of the church's first missionary journeys. He persevered in mission after enduring a painful falling out with St. Paul. In the end, Barnabas died a martyr's death, faithful to the end. So his example is he shows us to never stop coaching. And we've had coaches throughout your time. Coaches are teachers. Coaches are people that just sort of support us and keep us on our journey. He never stops helping us grow and deepen our faith. Just as a coach knows his athletes will not always win, Jesus knows that we will sometimes fall short, but we need to be like the athlete who does not give up, like Barnabas. Our efforts will pay off. And when they do, all heaven will celebrate. So today we thank you for the gifts that we've been given. We thank you for the friendships that we've made. We thank you for the teachers that are here listening and watching, and for all people that really are coaches, and coaches can come in all sorts of forms, not just in sports. So we thank God for them in our lives, and we say, Jesus, thank you for giving me such a high calling and for giving me the grace to accomplish it. So congratulations, Sumera, on your upcoming graduation. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing some of
Thanks
your...
Thanks for having me. This is pretty nice.
It's so exciting and so nice.
We're on a radio show. Oh my goodness. I'm just
this is it. This is, this is as good as it gets. This is as good as it gets. No, I love it. You know what? You guys inspire me, and I can't wait for the show, and I love doing it. And we just like to jam out and have some fun. So of course we have to sort of start again here, because we have our good luck song. So Miss Beam is saying good luck with all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Mendez, and of course we have little Shawn Mendes. So now, if you have 3,000, can you transfer some of your followers onto my YouTube channel?
Definitely, I will let them know. I will let them know.
Mr. Dunn,
As the leader of the Shawn Mendes fan club.
Tell me how attractive that is. Mr. Dunn,
Oh my God.
morning prayer. Like it's gonna be like, it's gonna go crazy.
No.
Like how many people are just gonna just keep subscribing and want to come in? As long as I keep having students like you guys, I think that's the only way.
I thought I
Tracy, all the best to you, Sumera.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's great. You did wonderful. 2 thumbs up.
Thank you.
Very exciting. We got some great stuff planned. We'll see you at the end of the month, some way, shape, or form. As a graduate, plans are coming into focus, and yeah, we're really pumped. So we will see you soon. Do not worry. And thank you so much, and good luck in your future of hospitality and tourism. And
thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Try to give you some good discounts, all right? When you finally get wherever you're going, send them my way.
I'll send you to a good restaurant. Don't worry.
Awesome. All right. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Kissing. It's so heartfelt. Come on. I don't look like him at all. You're telling me?
Huh?
I don't look like him at all. Like I have no.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe in the eyes.
I thought someone said that I did for sure. But
someone said that you look like Shawn Mendes. That's your next year Halloween costume. I guess with your guitar, you do.
I know exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can do it. You can pull it
Yeah,
off.
I do. I play guitar. Come on. What else do I need to do here? All right. See you, everybody.
Right, bye.
Miss Macalusa's howling. Look. What is she saying? What's she saying? LOL. She's like. She's so hip with all these LOLs and everything. So cool.
She's good.
All right. We'll see everybody.